Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has issued a fresh warning, declaring that if US forces cross what it calls red lines, Tehran's response will extend beyond the region. The statement signals a potential expansion of the conflict, raising fears of a wider geopolitical fallout. In a major escalation, Iran has reportedly shut down all diplomatic and indirect communication channels with the United States, suspending message exchanges entirely. The move comes in direct response to US President Donald Trump's warning that Iran's whole civilization could face destruction, marking a sharp collapse in already fragile back-channel diplomacy. US President Donald Trump has issued a final ultimatum to Iran, warning of catastrophic consequences if Tehran fails to lift its blockade on Gulf oil routes. The deadline, 8 p.m. in Washington, comes amid rising tensions and signals what could be the most dangerous escalation yet in the conflict. Framing the moment as historic, Trump warned that failure to comply would trigger immediate and massive strikes on Iran's infrastructure, including bridges and power plants. His rhetoric has intensified concerns of a rapid slide toward full-scale war.
A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran.
Even as the deadline looms, reports indicate that the United States has already struck targets on Karg Island, Iran's critical oil export terminal. The move suggests Washington may be shifting from threats to direct military action, raising the stakes dramatically. Iran, however, has rejected the ultimatum, refusing to reopen the Strait of Hormuz under pressure. Officials in Tehran have dismissed Trump's warnings as baseless, vowing continued resistance and warning of retaliation against US interests and its allies in the Gulf.
The rude rhetoric, arrogance, and baseless threats of the delusional US president, arising from the deadlock he faces and aimed at justifying the repeated defeats of the US military, will have no effect on the continuation of offensive and crushing operations by the fighters of Islam against US and Israeli enemies, and will not repair the humiliation of the United States in West Asia. With the help of Almighty God, every action you take will add another defeat to your previous defeats.
With global markets on edge and diplomatic options narrowing, the situation now hinges on Trump's deadline. A final decision could determine whether this standoff de-escalates or spirals into a wider regional war with global consequences.